Okay, number 3, the one about the track. Now this one was tricky and had quite a bit of thinking involved in it, and I did put quite a bit of help on the classroom attachment, so I want to walk you through this one. So when you go into classroom, there's where number 3 is. You click here and it pulls up this one. Okay, number 3 and the bonus challenge. All right, so you got a blueprint for a football field and a track is shown. It's composed of rectangles and semicircles on each end to complete the curves of the track. The inner rectangle measures 55 inches by 34 inches, so the outer rectangle measures 55 by 44. Okay. So that 55 inches is important. It's written but not drawn on there. Okay. So I did put that on my drawing later on because we do need that. So over here, even though it's not written on there, we need this 55. So I'm going to write it down. Okay, it says it, but it's not on there. And who wants to have to figure it out? Okay, you can figure it out, but you need that length. Okay. All right. So scrolling down. Okay, here's the part that's helpful. Okay, I made this part for you to help you to figure this part out. By putting the half circles called semicircles together, we get 2 concentric circles with a diameter of 34 inches and 44 inches. Multiply these diameters by pi on the calculator to get their circumferences. Round to the nearest tenth. Well, you know me, I'm stuck on 2 numbers behind the decimal, so I did 2 numbers behind the decimal. So my answers on my thingy have 2 numbers behind the decimal just because I am a habitually 2 numbers behind the decimal person. So go ahead and do 2 numbers behind the decimal, guys. But if you do tenths and it tells you it's wrong, that's probably why, because Miss Cooper just can't do 1 number behind the decimal. I'm stuck on 2. So alright, if you do 1 number, that's fine. If you do 2 numbers, I used the pi button on my calculator instead of 3.1415 or 3.14. So, yeah. Alright, so multiply. So in the first one, all you're giving me here on this part is the outer circumference. And then you go to this one to get your inner circumference, okay? The inner circumference is here. All right, I put the two of them on separate ones. All right, and then here, using these blueprint measurements as scale of 1 inch, 2 meters, 1 inch to 2 meters, find the actual lengths of the running track to be built. Give me the inner length and the outer length. Now this is where I'm clarifying something he did not put in there. And so if you're not careful, you'll get the wrong answer. Okay? And I put this, did you include the long sides of the track? Because he left that out of his help. Okay? Do the outer length of the track. So the outer length of the track in meters is blank. So you're going to have to go back and include the outer length, not just the circumference of the circles. Okay? So you're going to have to do 55 inches in your answer as well as the circumference of the circle. Okay? So you're going to have to do 55 times 2 plus your circumference times 2 to get the right answer here. Otherwise, all you're going to have is the circumference of the circle. You're not going to have the length of the track. Okay? So be careful, include the length of the side of the track. Alright? Because if you take the answer you get here, and multiply it by 2, this is all you're going to give me, is the length of this circle. You've got to give me the length of the side as well, okay? Otherwise, all you're giving me is this in meters and this in meters. And you've left out this whole length right here and this whole length right here, okay? So you've got to do this times 2 because there's 2 sides. So 55 times 2, because there's 2 of them, times 2 again to get it to meters. All right? All right. All right, let me scroll down here again. All right, so the outer length of the track, the inner length of the track, the inner field inside the inner track needs a sprinkler system installed. Boy, that doesn't sound right. Based on the area of the grass. What would the area of the grassed section be? Use your formula for area. Area of the rectangle, of course, is base times height. And then the area of the rectangle would be what? Square inches. So I made sure you did square inches, okay? So all you're doing now is this area in here. Okay, just this in here. Okay? So 55 times what? 34. Okay? And then you're going to go back up to your circle. Lord have mercy. Computer, you're getting on my nerves. Go back to your circles up here. You're going to do pi r squared. I'm having issues. Pi r squared for the 34 inches. Because you want just this area on the inside here. Okay? And that would be your answer. That'll give you the answer for the circle. Then the total area is where you're going to add those 2 up for me, okay? All right, bonus challenge. For a fair competition, the runners on a track do not start at the same positions. A runner who has to stay along the outer edge of the track must run farther to make a full cycle around the path compared to a runner that runs along the inner track. How much distance must the runner in front? So you're going to be comparing the length of the inner track and the length of the outer track here. Make sure you give me the answer in meters because we're talking about how far a runner runs, not inches, okay? So look at the length of the inner track and the length of the outer track and compare those 2, okay? All right, so that's it for number 3 and the bonus challenge. Let me come back to another video for number 4.